request Dr. K. Biteswari Devi to coordinate this program, start this program. She is our executive member of SEED. She will be giving welcome speech and introductory part of this today's program. So, Dr. Biteswari.
A very warm good evening to each one of you present today. We feel honored to have with us the Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Amar Prakash Garg, Vice Chancellor, Soviet University, Meerut, Professor Asa Gupta, President of today's function and convener of SAFE, distinguished faculties from different universities and colleges, young volunteers, members of SEED, and lastly, all the esteemed participants. Today, SEED is celebrating National Science Day. SEED is a Society of Environmental Education and Development, Manipur. It is a non-profit organization that endeavors to promote all fields of environmental science and ecology through interaction among researchers from diverse fields. SEED is active in publishing articles regularly in the newsletter called Climate Change and Citizen Action. I, Biteshwari Khangimam from Tamenglong College and executive member of SEED. On behalf of SEED, would like to express few words. I welcome you all graciously on this occasion. I welcome our chief guest, Professor Amar Prakash Garg, Vice Chancellor, Soviet University, for sparing his precious time in delivering lecture on the topic National Science Day. I welcome all the participants present here. I also welcome Professor Asa Gupta, President of today's function and convener of SEED. Science has played a major role in the development of our society, making a life more comfortable and carefree. In fact, applied science and technology is creating wonders almost every day. National Science Day is observed on 28 February every year in India to honor the revered physicist Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman's contribution. National Science Day main objective is to increase awareness among people about the significance of developments in science and technology in their life. This year theme is Global Science for Global Wellbeing. The motive of the year's theme is to encourage talented Indian youngsters to come out from the silo mindset and take part in team-based projects. So, this webinar is organized to gain awareness of the latest development in science and technology. Now, I request Madam Anjali Tanu Morangtam, Executive Member of SEED, to introduce our chief guest, Professor Amar P. Garg, Soviet University, to the participants. So, over to Madam Anjali.
Good evening, everyone. Professor Dr. Amar Prakash Garg is MSc, PhD, and LLB. Throughout first class, he has teaching and research experience for more than 45 years in microbiology, biotechnology, and environmental sciences. He was former Pro-Vice Chancellor, Jaipur National University, Jaipur. Presently, he is Vice Chancellor at Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut. His widely known research contributions are on protection of human hair and fungal infection using Indian hair oil, antimicrobial effect of various herbal preparation, guts, microflora of human living under protection and under unhygienic condition. He was visiting scientist as Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellow in UK, Dart Fellow Germany, National Fellow UGC 1985 to 1990. He participated in many international conferences abroad and chaired various academic sessions and represented India in various international conferences. Academic advisor to International Union of Microbiological Societies in 1994. Professor Garg has supervised more than 40 PhD candidates, published more than 125 research papers. He is a member of many academic societies. He was associate editor of Journal of Indian Botanical Society 1996 to 2000, founder coordinator at CCS University Meerut, Applied Microbiology, Bioinformatics, Medical Microbiology, etc. Acted as member of various committee, academic council, executive council, board of society, selection committee, etc. Specialized in academic reform in educational field. The university has got a new shape under his leadership and accredited A by NSCC. He was recipient of Young Scientist Gold Medal of Indian Botanical Society 1993. Professor Hiralal Chakravarti Award of the Indian Science Congress Association 1994, Best Paper Presentation Award in 1998 by German speaking Micrological Society, Germany. We, the member of SEED, are happy to have you today on this important event of celebration of National Science Day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So should I start now?
He is presently the sectional president of Environmental Sciences Indian Science Congress. Sir. You should mention.
Still, I am sectional president of Environmental Science till 31st March.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Dr. Sadhu will take over the charge on 1st of April. And so, for very good evening to all. And I am happy to see my best friend, Dr. Madan Gopal Tiwari, happy and pleasant with a healthy life spirit. Dr. Asha Gupta, Viteshwari, Anjali, and all my old colleagues who have been associated and working with me, are known to me since last several years. In fact, now today's topic is global science for global well-being. So I would like to focus that what is global science. You know, Vasudev Kutumbakam. The entire world, India believes the entire world is one family. So whatever the scientific development have taken place, they are the global science. And if you trace the history of the search of science, you will find that everything in Vedic science, in Vedic literature, in our Vedas, you will find that our Vedic culture was very rich. Once upon we were the Vishguru, and now we again are trying to become the Vishguru. And for that, the scientific development and scientific knowledge, scientific invention, innovation is extremely necessary. And I'm happy that SEED has organized this program on Science Day. Congratulations, madam, that you selected the topic and you invited me. I am also thankful, and the large number of participants are there. So the one very important, I will start taking one by one. So if we start that, what is the biggest discovery of science in the world, which has changed the life of every man on this earth? The first biggest discovery is the fire. And the second biggest discovery is the electricity. You will notice that there is no one in the entire world who is not benefited with these two great discoveries. Now the third discovery, which the scientists are claiming, that is going to be the artificial intelligence. You think it, when everything will be based on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence in nutshell, you can consider that it will act like the human brain. It will act like a human, will be controlled by the human using the electrical energy. It will perform all the work of the human. And even now, you can see that Professor Tiwari is here, Professor Asha Gupta is here. In the Science Congress also, there was a big and long discussion that this abuse of the artificial intelligence, when the robotics will come, the war will not be fought, or the third world war will not be fought between the humans. It will be between the technology. And the technology which is being developed, advanced technology, advanced science, instead of the human, the robotics will fight. Robotics will remain, and they will be able to use all type of the wars, all types of the weapons they will be able to use. That is the one aspect. The second aspect, in the human labor, you will find that every type of the work will be done by the robotics, artificial intelligence. So do you think that when everything will be done by the machine, it will be for the global well-being? If I am sitting over here, if somebody will come and give me the food, if somebody will bring everything to me, then why I will work? Now, another very important discovery, or very discussing discovery, I can say, fantastic, which is being discussed among youth, is the Chat GPT. You open that Chat GPT, make registration, open your account, you ask the questions, and this will give you the answer. Now the scientists are worried that if this Chat GPT becomes popular, then the research, writing of the research papers, fake research, manipulated research, manipulated publications, it will increase. Yes, it will increase. But still, I am of the very opinion that still the science cannot beat the human brain. The human can capture it. So this is some of the scientific developments what I am talking of. After 4 or 5 years, you will find that this Android phone, it will become obsolete, and the science will change. So these are the technological developments which will change the scenario of the human as a whole. Now, when we talk of the global well-being, the global well-being, it comes to my mind, that is the first thing is the health, where this science will contribute in the maintenance of the health of the persons. If you see that the human genome has been sequenced, and this human genome is worth for living for 120 to 150 years. How many people in the world are able to live for 120 or 150 years? Only you can count on the fingers, 1 or 2 or the 5 or 10 people you will find that who cross the age of the 110 and 120. But the science says that our human genome is constructed. So I will consider the global well-being and the contribution of the science when the men will survive for 120 to 150 years. Now, what are the challenges? The first challenge is the quality of the food, nutrition. And to meet this challenge, the science is growing very fast. The agriculture scientists, they are bringing the hybrid crops, they are bringing the nutritionally, good nutritionally crops, genetically modified crops are coming in the market. And the plant breeders, they have been able to give a good quality of the food. But still you will find that the desi varieties, long back, if I remember that 50 years ago, Dr. Asha Gupta might be knowing, Dr. Tiwari must be feeling, and he must be knowing that what was the taste of the vegetables before 30, 40 years. And that taste is not available now. So do you think that where the science is going? The nutritional quality is being dropped. So we have to focus, the scientists have to focus on the high quality of the nutritional crops, genetically modified crops. Government of India has not yet permitted all the genetically modified crops. Only the few crops they have been permitted, and they are being, but still the farmers in India, they are hesitant to use them, seeing the scenario, seeing the fate of the BT cotton. That is the one thing. The second thing is that the population is growing very fast. At present, we are having the 8 billion population, and by 2050, the 10 billion of the population is expected. So to feed this 10 billion of the population, there is a deficit of the 56% of the food, and 593 million hectare of the agricultural land that we will need to feed this value. The agricultural land is being reduced, and the demand of the food is growing. The science will give the answer. Biotechnology will give the answer. Bioeconomic will give the answer. Now you will find that there will be a day by 2050, you will find that this traditional type of the agriculture will be reduced. You will find only at some places, and you will find that the microbial foods, bacteria, fungi, these will produce the food, and they will contain the high nutritious diets. They will become the supplement. You will take just a small vial or 5 ml or 10 ml of the shake culture, and that will give you the energy for the whole day. So that type of the system is going to come as the science is being developing. Now the question comes that our earth, is it enough to sustain the life of the 10 billion people? There are diversified views. The people, they say that yes, there is a group of the people, but there is a group of the people which say that no. And there is no parameter which can tell that how much human population load this earth can sustain. The only thing is that we need to make a balance between the environment and the development. And for that, we need the science. And science for the well-being, global science for the well-being is, to that such type of the technologies which are eco-friendly, environment-friendly, they need to be developed, they need to be encouraged, and they need to be propagated by the industries or by the businessmen for the industrial production. Now you know that the tough competition between the industries, it is making them, or it is forcing them to use such type of the technologies which degrade the environment. So where we are going, science, where it is going, the science and development in environment, in all these things, we need to make a balance. For example, I take the example of say for example, paper industry. In the paper industry is one of the most polluted industry. When after the chlorine bleaching and the chlorine dioxide bleaching, when the effluents come, then effluent is contaminated. It is having the TOCL, AOX levels, and 300 different types of the dioxins, which are carcinogenic. Now, if the water is treated biologically or physically, then the cost of the paper will increase. And the people would not like. Why the Western countries have shifted all these polluted industry to the developing countries? Do you know that there is no paper industry in USA? There is no paper industry in England. There is no paper industry in big city in Germany. They are not having, because these are the polluting industries. They say that these industries will be developed by the developing countries, pollution industries, and they import all these things. So we need to make such type of the global science which work on the global as a whole. And the entire world has to work together. It is not that now what is happening. This is the mad race between the businessmen. At the same time, there is a mad race about the economy between the developed countries and the developing countries. At present, G20 summit is going on. And I'm happy that India is the president of the G20 summit. 85% of the GDP of the world is controlled by 20 countries. Just to imagine, just to see. And now these countries are responsible for the degradation of the environment also. And who is the sufferer? The sufferer are those countries where the economy is less, where the industrial development is less. If the environment is degraded, if the environment is polluted in US, it will affect the Indian population also. It will affect the African population also. Because this environment is not very localized. It disseminates. It disseminates to the areas. It disseminates to the boundaries. It does not need any passport. It does not need any visa to transmit from one country to another country. So the impact of these countries, impact of the degradation of the environment or by these developed countries, it also affects the developing countries. So the global science means that at the global level, at the pure world level, we need to develop a policy and we need to enforce it. Now, in December 2022, you know that there was a summit in Egypt, and there was a consensus that the developed countries will contribute to the climate change data and to fight with the pollution. But only there was a consensus. Most of the countries, they are not contributing. When it comes to the contribution of the funds, then though they back out. So they are simply exploiting the science for their own benefit. So where is the human well-being? Where is the global well-being? We are talking of the global well-being, then we have to think about many of the things. So we have to focus on the environment. We have to focus on the environment at the global level, at the local level, at the country level. And we have to develop such type of the technologies which are eco-friendly for the global, for the earth as a planet as a whole. And that is extremely necessary. So the question is that we need to focus and we need to enforce such type of the system at the international level. Now the UN. Yes, we have the United Nations. But who cares? Who follows? Had the United Nations effective? Then do you think that the war between the Russia and Ukraine, which is going since last 1 year, it would have continued? No. So the global level summit, global level sansthaएं जितनी भी institutions, what we have developed, we have made, they are still not very effective. The only thing is that we have to fight, we have to develop such type of the technologies, such type of the system, which is cheap, eco-friendly, and is also able to make the good development. So the global science is still which is environment friendly and cheap, still we are lacking. So I have touched the agriculture, I have touched environment. Now I come on to health issue. The health. Health in the science, the first point comes the yoga. Yoga is a perfect science of health. Perfect, completely perfect. If you are practicing the yoga, if your life is balanced, if your body is balanced, if your activities are balanced, if your physiology is balanced, you can live a happy, long life. So for well-being, the first and foremost thing is that we have to develop the habit of the yoga. Yoga doesn't mean that a particular type of the exercise. The yoga, I feel that whatever your body can respond, whatever your body parts can feel pleasure happily, they can do it. That should be used. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever the time you get in the morning, you should use. Walking. And for the different age pupil, there are the different type of the exercise, different type of the yoga, different type of the things which they should follow. For example, a person like me who is in the 70s, or my friend Professor Madan Gopal Tiwari in 70s or 70 plus, we would like that we should walk pleasurely, happily in the morning, evening, at least for 10,000 to 12,000 steps per day. And we have to keep ourselves happy, the psychologically happy. And that will give the pleasure. The pleasure, yoga, pleasure, happiness, and that is the Vedic culture, you can say it. That is also a science, Vedic science, psychological thing. Be happy and let others be happy. जितना आप ज़्यादा खुश रहेंगे, वो that will make your body a perfect. Now I come on, this is the one thing. So the second thing I would like to emphasize on this big platform, that quality of nutrients alone is not enough. But the digestion of the nutrients is also equally important. We are eating very good food, very good jalebi, rasgulla, everything we have eaten, butter, bread, first class, but it is not digested. Then wastage. So here comes our gut microbiome. I am a student of microbiology, so I cannot forget to bring the microbiome and the gut microbiome and the microbiology in between. There was a time when the people, or in most of the books you might be reading, that everything is controlled from the brain. The brain is the controlling power. No, my dear. Brain is also controlled by your stomach. The stomach is having 3,000 different type of the microbes, and these microbes give the signal to the brain, and then the brain responds. You might have heard a very कहावत आपने सुनी होगी, जैसा अन्न वैसा मन. Whatever you will eat, your thinking will be the same. If you will eat bad things, your thinking will be bad. If you will feed good food, pleasant food, happy food, your thinking will be good. So the vegetarian food, that thanks to the corona has, during the last 2 years, it has changed the food habits of the men. The most of the people who were the non-vegetarian, they are also converting towards the vegetarian diet. In Shobhit University, Merit, we are doing the research since last about 2.5 years on a one particular thing, that how we can keep our gut microbiome healthy. If our gut is healthy, we are healthy. 70% of the immunity, it is governed by your gut. And this 70% of the immunity can be controlled by using the functional foods by using the good diet. Now, we have done certain experiments and we have found that if we use the leafy vegetables in the fruits in our diet enough, roughly we can say, for example, my weight is 70 kg. Then during the whole day, I should use at least 700 gram of vegetables and fruits. This is the rough which I am telling you, minimum. If you are using this 700, if your weight, whatever is your weight, just convert it to the kilogram to gram. And if you are using this much of the green vegetables and fruits, then your gut will remain healthy. Now, I would like to share one very interesting information of the microbiology and the gut microbiome with all of you. If you use the fibrous diet, then this fibrous diet, it produces the short chain fatty acids like butyric acid. It promotes the growth of those bacteria, for example, bifidobacterium. And this bifidobacterium is responsible to produce the butyric acid, and butyric acid is giving you the happiness. And that is why the bifidobacterium is called as the happy bacteria. So if you eat the fibrous diet, fruits enough, then you will remain happy. Now the microbiologists and scientists for the global well-being, they have developed certain techniques that if you are having the depression, and those who are having the depression, if they are given the probiotics, they are given the happy bacteria like bifidobacterium, then their depression can be controlled and that can be given off. So by using the functional food, by using the probiotics, by using the diets, by changing the diet, you can manage your well-being, you can manage your growth. And the vegetables, fruits, they are good. 320 million tons of the fruits India is producing, the highest and the largest number in the world. Another thing I would like to share here, the wheat. Wheat and the cereals should be avoided. Why they should be avoided? They are having the high amount of the gluten. And this gluten, what it does, that this gluten, when it goes into your intestine, then between your intestine and the gut microbiome, it makes a layer. And it does not allow your food to go up to the gut microbiome, and the much of the amount of the food, it remains undigested. And then it creates the obesity and creates many problems. So that is why when we were together in Nagpur, we were discussing with Professor Tiwari, and I also suggested him that, that the cereals should be reduced now in the diet. And Professor Tiwari, I must tell you that I have already reduced. I take now only one chapati in the lunch and one chapati in the dinner of the wheat. And slow. No, you reduce from 2 to 1. We have to live for more than 100 years. We have to live for more than 100 years. And if we have to live for 100 years, then we have to shift our diets. We have to shift our diets, and we have to remain happy and contribute positive to the society. That is the principle of the well-being on which what we need to focus. Now I come that because it is not possible always that you will not feel sick. You may feel sick. So the Ayurveda, herbal medicines, they should be used. I'm not against the allopathy. The allopathy is a quick responder. When you need the quick response, when you need a quick service, fast service, immediate service, then you can go to the allopathy. But when you need a permanent cure, and after that, then you can switch over to the Ayurveda. So we have to naturopathy, herbal drugs. And now Ayurveda needs to be validated. And the government of India and the scientists, they are working on that. Science is working on that at a global level to validate the plant biomolecules, so that in coming years you will find that the functional food and the disease will be controlled by prescribing the diets. Diets will control the disease. This type of the system of the controlling of the disease, you will find that it will be available, I guess, in next 15 years. It will become popular. So the science has growing very fast. It is doing wonderful thing for the welfare and for the well-being of the human. We need to control the science. We need to control the benefits of the science. We need to control the abuse of the science. And abuse of the science is a menace that we need to control. So now I come from where I started, the artificial intelligence. Now the science will be like this, that suppose we are having a best surgeon in Delhi and I'm sitting in Devgar hospital, and I need the services of the best surgeon who is sitting in Delhi. So through the artificial intelligence, through the machine learning, the surgeon will be able to operate me sitting in Devgar. I will be in Devgar and the surgeon will be in Delhi. So that type of the technology, science will develop. Science, it is already, you know, that I would like to say, theoretically or at the smaller level, these technologies are already developed. The only thing is that these are still at this time, they are expensive and they are not reachable to the common man. But when the science will make more and more progress, slowly and slowly it will become cheaper and everybody will be able to use. Professor Tiwari, do you remember that when the television came in India in 1973?
72.
73, yes. When this JK television and, and this black and white television came, did we ever think the mobile phone? I remember in 94, 95, the mobile phone, even the incoming call was being charged at 6 rupees per minute.
Yeah.
And it was a so big, heavy mobile phone. Did we ever thought that for 200 rupees, 300 rupees, we will be able to use unlimited mobile calls throughout the month? And we will be able to talk sitting like this? Did we thought? Did we thought before 30 years? Difficult. So science is making such a progress at such a fast stage that the life is becoming happier, life is becoming comfortable, life is becoming easier. But at the same time, there are some abuses also. So abuses need to be addressed. Abuses need to be stopped. Abuses need to be controlled. And that then only the science will truly deliver the well-being for the human. Now, I tell that many of the youngsters, you know, that they remain busy and they want to spend the much of their productive time on the mobile. They feel pleasure. They feel happy because the artificial happiness, the dopamine is produced in their brain, and this dopamine give them the give them the artificial happiness, I will say it. This is not the true happiness. So we should try to avoid such type of the things which are the hyper secretion of the dopamine is also bad. So every scientific invention, every scientific knowledge, every scientific discovery, every scientific technological discovery, it is having the advantage and the disadvantage. Now it is we who has to decide, who has to think that what is to be used, what is not to be used. I was reading one of the articles, and I just try to see that the technology metaverse, it is being developed and it will become a very common. Now Professor Tiwari is sitting here in Devgar. I am sitting in Meerut, and there will be a day that when I will be able to feel that now I am talking to Tiwari, I am touching Tiwari ji, and I am sitting with him. So this is the metaverse, the artificial. आपको आभास लगेगा, आभास type. You know that in Vidhan Sabha in Lucknow, Yogi ji has developed a tourism scenario like this, where you can feel that you are seeing the entire tourism of the UP. So that type of the metaverse, it is going to come in next 5 years, when this mobile internet, all this will become a history, and then you will be able to enjoy another type of the things. But where the science will end, what will be the end of the scientific discoveries? I feel that when we will reach at the climax, then all science will destroy the human itself. We are that abuse of the science, I will say, I must correct, abuse of the science will destroy ourselves. Mahabharata, you have seen what happened, the war. Vedic culture, if you believe and trust, 5,000 years ago in Ramcharitmanas, whatever Tulsidas has written, there was aeroplane bhi tha, sari cheezein thi. Now that type of the science, if you see that Mahabharat fight, if you see this Ramayana fight and the Ram or Ravan Yudh, the war, you will realize that what type of technologies were at that time. And now, so there will be an end. And we are, I sometimes I think that because we are not thinking about the sustainable development, we are degrading environment, we are dumping the waste, we are dumping this, we are doing this. So we are destroying ourselves. We are creating such type of the environment which will become injurious and will kill ourselves. So we are leading towards the abuse of the scientific inventions. You very well, you know it, Alfred Nobel, when he discovered the dynamite, then he committed a suicide when he came to know that it can be used for the destruction purpose. The purpose of the Alfred Nobel was not that it should be used, it should be abused for the destruction of the people, destruction of the life. So that type of atom bomb, now the atomic energy, we can use it for the production of the energy, and we can use it for the destruction of the nation, for the destruction of the human life. So there are both the coins, both the side of the coin of a science. Now it depends upon us. So I would like to say, Dr. Asha Gupta, from your platform, from the seed, that we should give such type of the knowledge, such type of the education to our children, and we should develop such type of the books, and we should tell the children that these are the benefits of the science, and please do not abuse its uses. इसकी जो बेनिफिट्स हैं उनको आप एब्यूज में कन्वर्ट मत कीजिए. So we have to tell them, or there should be strict regulations to regulate the abuse of the science. Unless we enforce strictly at the global level, the global science will not be able to make any benefit for the global well-being. So we need to develop the regulations, strict regulations at the global level, at national level, at local level, at family level, at personal level. Everybody, this is a chain. Everybody need to remain within the discipline, and everybody need to use it cautiously, judiciously, rightly, for the welfare of the human being. So science has given us the way, science has given us the path of global well-being. Now it is up to us that whether we use this path for the well-being of the human or for the destruction of the human. So we need to change our mindset. We need to teach and train our younger generation, not only the Indian generation, but the world as a whole. And it is the responsibility of the universities, higher education institutions, where we should develop such type of the habit. And I'm thankful and grateful that the SEED organized this wonderful webinar, wonderful interactive session on this Science Day. Many of you might be knowing that the Science Day in 1928, on 29th of February, it was a discovery, because 29th February, it was only in 1928, and after 4 years it would have come. So the Science Day was shifted to 28th February. That is why for my youngsters or young colleagues or who might have joined this platform, I would like to tell them that in real sense, this was the 29th February. But for the convenience, we kept it 28th. So thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Madan Gopal Tiwari, that I saw you after a very long time, and remain healthy, happy, and safe. Wish you all the very best. So, thanks, Biteshwari. Thank you, Dr. Asha Gupta.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Biteshwari, please continue.
Thank you, sir, for your informative knowledge and enlightening speech. Next is the question and answer session, which will be moderated by Professor Asha Gupta. Madam.
Thank you, Dr. Biteshwari. At the outset, I am very much thankful to Professor Amar Prakash Garg for a very illuminating speech. I think the youngsters might have drawn a lot from it. Before I begin the interaction, I may like to get few comments. We have got Professor Tiwari with us, Dr. Shashi is there, Professor Vidyanath Jha is there. So those who want to comment and give their opinion, please, you are free to give. First, I invite Professor Tiwari.
Yes,
Professor Tiwari.
Hello, sir. I have gone through the talk of Dr. Garg very minutely. I would like to add some suggestion or some add that traditional knowledge can give the solution. First, traditional knowledge.
Yes.
Second one, this traditional knowledge must be associated with biodiversity. This biodiversity play a major role in mitigation of climate changes. So, blue sky and green earth. That's why you used to say green energy. Our Honorable Prime Minister during Mysuru Science Congress has mentioned 5E to our young scientists. He has mentioned about the traditional knowledge and the researcher or scientist that for the environment, it must be economic, energy, and the pollution can be diluted only due to, can be diluted. It can't be eliminated because this population is rising. Thank you very much. Dr. Garg had mentioned very thing. One thing I mentioned, that traditional knowledge can be give the solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Tiwari. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now I ask the audience, the participants, please shoot your questions to Professor Amar Garg. Whatever you want to have some query, if you have some query, please ask. Anyone, please come.
No
Yes.
questions. It means that nobody has followed me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Vidyaraj, yeah. Dr. Vidyaraj.
thank you, sir, very much for your lecture, profound scholar lecture. Yes, I would like to make some points. We are observing National Science Day today. I think
Yes.
discoveries are of two types. One is accidental and one is purposeful. So far as the needs of energy today are concerned, needs of food today are concerned, we are making all efforts to find out the solutions to the problem of food or energy or agriculture like that. But I think the discovery that was made by Sir C.V. Raman was accidental, I think.
Yes.
So in nature also, we have a number of animals or plants that provide us some sort of clues to our present day problems. For example, Namib desert beetle in Africa was found out to be helpful in condensing water, providing clue for condensation of water from the desert fog. I think this type of research is required today also for solving a number of our
Yes.
problems. I would like to have your comments on this aspect.
Thank you, Dr. Vidyanath ji. Actually, you will find that most of them, you said I will say that 80% of the discoveries, these are accidental. You can see large number. That is why I have given a definition of scientist. A scientist is a blind man searching a black cap in the dark room, which does not exist there. वहां black cap है ही नहीं. When he will search, then he will find something else, not the black cap, because black cap is not there. So he will find something which is lost since last centuries, which is lost last 10 years. That is one thing. Second, I would like to say the biodiversity, which my colleague and my friend raised the issue. The biodiversity is the only solution for survival and for the restoration of the earth. And your question is related to that, how this people have to be, what actually you said. Can you slightly repeat?
Yes, I would like to repeat that big discoveries are at
Yeah.
times accidental. Today,
Most
we
of
are striving for becoming energy efficient, dependent self-dependent. Our country is striving hard to become self-independent, self-dependent in the area of energy, in the area of food. So, like that, we are striving in that direction. But
Okay.
at times there is need for basic science also, and
Okay.
discoveries in basic science most of the times are accidental. So I would like to have your views on this aspect.
So, Dr. Vidyanath, I will say that first of all, I would like to point out that we are independent in the food. We are self-sufficient. 300 million tons of the fruits per year we are production, 305 million tons of the cereals, and we can feed half of the population of the world if the transport is good, if the wastage of the food is stopped, and if the post-harvest losses are stopped, India is having the capacity to feed the entire world with the present resources, with the present agriculture production. The only drawbacks are that is the post-harvest losses, wastage of the food, and the transportation. The another thing has come on the energy. Energy, well, yes. The energy, you will find that the population of India at present 1.4 billion. And the requirement of the 1.4 billion population in terms of the energy, we are not able to produce the 100% for their energy requirements. And we are using this fuel or fossil fuel based energy. And this fossil fuel based energy is the problem. We need solar energy. We need green energy, green hydrogen, on which now the government of India is focusing. We need the electrical energy. We need the atomic energy. We need the hydraulic power. So on these energies, we need to focus. Actually, one very important question what you have raised, and I would like to address on this platform, that many of the people, they are seeing that lignocellulose should be converted to the glucose, and then the glucose will be converted to the ethanol. This competition between the biomass, green biomass, and the green energy will create another problem. That thing is right when we are using the sugar cane to convert the ethanol. That is a perfect exercise. So we need to focus. Now, for example, solar energy. When we are talking of the solar energy, the solar panels are having the life of 25 years. After 25 years, the waste, what will be produced, that will be dumped, and that will cause a problem. For example, the e-waste now. Now the e-waste is the problem, polythene is the problem, plastic is the problem. Green biomass is not the problem. Green biomass is already 82.4% on this earth. But this dumping of the waste is creating the problem. Dumping of the waste has polluted your water, has contaminated your soil, has contaminated your food, has contaminated your oceans, and have entered in your food chain. So this dumping of the waste, dumping and this recycle and reuse and reduction in the use of these waste materials or these toxic materials needs to be addressed. We are mainly focusing on one side, green, make forest. But at the same time, we are losing the other aspect. Dumping of the waste is the problem, not the green biomass. Energy is the problem, and for the energy, when we are using the solar energy, then the recycling is the problem. So the recycling and reuse, on this we need to focus greatly. We need to make it mandatory. For example, if you see the water problem, many of the people are saying, "Kam pani use kariye." I am not satisfied. I am not happy with that philosophy. Now, we are the scientists. Water is a cycle, water cycle. We are pumping out the water from the earth and we are pouring it into the ocean. Whatever the water evaporates, it all comes to the earth by rainfall. No water vapor goes to space. Entire water, whatever evaporates, it comes to the earth. The rainfall water management is the problem. We are not managing that rainfall water, and this water is flowing to the oceans and the rising sea level is the problem. And if this sea level continues to rise, I'm pretty sure that in 15 to 20 years, if this goes on with the same speed, the sea level will rise to 10 to 15 centimeter in Mumbai. And when it will rise to 10 to 15 centimeter, you can see that the coastal areas of the Mumbai, of the sea in the Mumbai, they will drown. Jal pralay, water. So that rising sea level is the problem. Rising temperature is the problem. And this rising temperature is because of the greenhouse gas. And the greenhouse gas is because of the fossil fuel. So if we want to save the environment, we must stop this fossil fuel. Petrol, diesel, we have to stop completely. Thanks to Government of India that now they have awakened. Earlier, they were planning that the 20% of the ethanol will be introduced from 1st of April 2023. But they have already introduced mixing of the 20% of the ethanol from 1st February.
Okay, you have nicely addressed my concerns. Thank you, sir. Very nicely doing it.
This will
You have problem in speaking. Okay, sir. Thank you.
May I ask?
Yes.
Any other person, any other youngster who want to ask some question to Professor Garg?
Madam,
Please.
my suggestion to Dr. Garg is that in place of fossil fuel, geothermal energy should be introduced at higher level.
Oh, yeah.
Geothermal energy.
Yes.
To keep the environment clean, less carbon footprints at the lightest level, then the energy can be, then the environment can be saved. That is green, earth, and blue waste. So geothermal energy. Okay?
Yeah.
It is my suggestion.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I will correct now.
So, Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Professor Amar Prakash Garg, Professor Tiwari, Professor Vidyanath Jha, other dignitaries, college teachers who are present here, and dear students. As we are celebrating National Science Day 2023, and we know the theme of it is the global science for global well-being. We understand that as Sir has pointed out, that science is essential for our development, for our progress. Science and technology is essential. However, because we have abused many applications of it, it has resulted in lot of problems. That abuse has to be regulated. So how to do it? We know that we are living in this biosphere. This biosphere we have converted into technosphere by applying a lot of technology, and this technosphere has created some problems because the balance of nature has been destroyed. This intricate, delicate balance, when it is destroyed, it is affected, then it has resulted in lot of problems which we are seeing around us. That is wastage problem, pollution problem, greenhouse gases, climate change, and so on and so forth. A lot of things we know about it because you are environmental science students. However, if we are wise animals, and we only the human being has the reasoning, that power, that wisdom, that we can control it. So that as Soviet scientist Vernadsky said, that we have converted this biosphere to technosphere, and by wise reasoning, by wise philosophical principle, it has to be converted into noosphere. Means we are able to live in this earth, which is the only planet to live and survive by the humanity. So that is the cherished goal for all of us, and only by that science, which is having wise, proper reasoning, we will be able to achieve the global well-being, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which Garg sir has said. So this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means the whole world is my family, and as I understand the welfare of my family, So I have to understand the welfare of the globe. So in this way, we understand that the Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2020, it is the fifth policy of science in India. I'm saying these things because there are many students, and this is the day of having awareness about the day. Not only that, but also how we have made in India stride toward the science. So that is my focus for the benefit of students. So we are on a path of sustainable and individual future, and that we can achieve by our innovativeness, by our collective imagination, and also support for experimentation. It may be in rural area or it may be in urban area. The traditional knowledge is there, that innovation is there, that has to be applied in such a way that the scientific wonders of it comes to humanity, and then it is applied on a wide scale. We have it this theme also, it indicates that how India is emerging as a global leader, and what is the role of it, so that we will have the Vishwaguru position in the international arena. So we know that it is, sir has said that how 28th February is celebrated every year, that is to commemorate the effect, discovery of Raman effect by great physicist C.V. Raman, who got the Nobel Prize for it in 1930. So the seed is also taking, and all India over on this day, the theme-based science communication activities are taken all over the country on this occasion, as we have also presided over G20. So, where India has become also the voice for global South, means the developing countries of Asia, Africa, and also South America. So, we have to herald a new era and to provide the opportunities to people and scientific fraternity in the country, and also globally, abroad also, to come together, work together, experience the joy of discovering science, doing science for the well-being of mankind. So in this way, let us see our path of glory, how we are achieving the strides in science since independence, because this is 75th year of independence we are celebrating. And just I want to take this stride that since independence, how we are establishing the various institutions, how we are achieving success, how we are breaking the barriers, how we are collaborating, etc. Very fast, I will like to go through different decades. So 47 to 57, the first 5-year plan, it was established, and it prioritized scientific research. Planning Commission was set up in 1950, and then it took to the path of scientific and industrial research. The various scientific and technological institutions were established in this time. They focus on initiative for enhancing and building national laboratories and research centers. Our Minister of Education at that time was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and he inaugurated Indian Institute of Technology at Kharagpur in West Bengal in 51, the National Physical Laboratory, National Chemical Laboratory, Central Electrochemical Research Institute, number of new institutes, Radio and Electronic Research Institute, Mechanical Engineering Research Institute, SART Research Station, etc. They were established. The next decade, 57 to 67, it focused on agriculture research. Before independence, we were, at the time of independence, we were importing the food grains. Now we have become self-reliant. The initiator of Green Revolution was Professor M.S. Swaminathan, and then we have agrarian economy. India has agrarian economy, and we were on the brink of collapse in 1947. However, due to his vision, due to excellent research done to increase the crop potential, irrigation system, effective fertilizer, pesticide, power resources, agriculture equipment, which was lacking at that time. Slowly the advancement was done, and now we are producing the surplus. The next decade, 67 to 77, we had with the help of Soviet Union, it was Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, established in 1969. It designed the first Indian satellite, Aryabhatta, and also sending astronaut to space. That was the mission. And that executed X-ray astronomy, aeronomy, and solar physics. The next decade, 77 to 87, where the strategic missile program was taken up, Agni was successful, and a number of several missile programs under Agni, they were created, tested, and operationalized. And Agni 5, it was successfully tested in 2018. In 1981, Indian Antarctic program was also taken. It started, and Indian expedition was flagged off from Antarctica from Goa. Then after that, the base was created in Dakshin Gangotri, and a lot of expeditions were done. In DBT, Department of Biotechnology was established in 1981, and since then, lot of applications in medical and agricultural sciences were seen of the biotechnology. Massive biotech parks were established in India. 87 to 97, we can say it was the age of DNA fingerprinting. It came in existence in 1988. CSIR, along with CCMB, that is cellular and molecular biology, scientists, they developed the technique. And then we are proud that it made India the third country to develop its own DNA fingerprinting probe. 97 to 2007, where the nuclear tests were done. Of course, the first Pokhran nuclear test was done in 1974. The second nuclear test, which is in 1998, and it was done in Pokhran, Rajasthan. And then, in order to facilitate this technological advancement of emerging democracy, then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee termed it this day, 18th May, as the 11 May as the National Technology Day, and since then it is celebrated throughout the country. This India and European Union signed bilateral cooperation in science and technology in 2002. Then 2007 to 17, in this decade, we know that Chandrayaan mission, one mission to the moon, it was set. It was launched in October 2008 from Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. This spacecraft hovered over the moon to deliver chemical, photogeologic, and mineralogical mapping to ISRO. India, 60% of global cases of polio were there in India in 1994. However, dedicated vaccination compact took place, and then WHO gave us the certificate, that polio-free certification to India, and that we got in 14. The many historic firsts have taken place at that time. The encouragement of a startup took place, and the program started in 60. This was to encourage a ecosystem, which encouraged indigenous scientific, technological, and innovative development in India. In 21, we have more than 52,000 startups in the country. This is the largest, one of the largest startup ecosystem in the world, and it has created more than 5 lakh jobs. The top 10 sectors of startups in India are IT services, healthcare, life sciences, education, professional and commercial services, food and beverages, agriculture, finance, technology, hardware, construction, and green technology. 2017 until date, we can say that ISRO, then the very landmark achievement was ISRO's Gaganyaan program, and it is to demonstrate human space flight to low Earth orbit, LEO. 2 unmanned missions and 1 manned mission are also approved by government under Gaganyaan program. In this era, the world has faced the worst pandemic, COVID-19. India was at the forefront of vaccine development research. One of the largest manufacturer and exporter of COVID-19 vaccine, and by end of 21, it has supplied over 7 crore COVID-19 vaccine to more than 90 countries, and more than 170 vaccination were administered by February 22. So as we continue to evolve and innovate, we have seen in India that we are keeping the pace of development in science and technology along with ensuring global recognition and exposure. Our stalwarts in science and technology, they have also dreamed of establishing institutions where learned people can exchange idea and further science. So the free science academies were established. However, they are established. These free science academies in India, they are established between 30 to 35. So Indian National Science Academy, Delhi, it was with Indian Science Congress Association's proposal and Meghananda Saha's blessings in 1935. Indian Academy of Sciences, which is situated at Bangalore, in 1934 it was established with Professor C.V. Raman's blessings and efforts. And National Academy of Sciences, India, which is at Prayag, Allahabad, it was in 1930 established again with blessings of Meghananda Saha. So in this way, between 1930 to 35, these are the pre-independence effort, and they were established in the country. So we are recognized globally for scientific vigor and potential. We have heard of Blue Revolution by Hiralal Chaudhary, Green Revolution by M.S. Swaminathan, White Revolution by Varghese Kurian in dairy farming. Besides, we have done wonders in IT, biotechnology, aerospace, nuclear science, manufacturing technology, automobile engineering, chemical engineering, shipbuilding, space science, electronics, computer science, and medical science related research and development on a large scale in the country. So the theme this year it is chosen for raising public appreciation of scientific issues on a global context, which is having bearing on global well-being. So we have made rapid stride in science and technology in India, and our nation aims to become global leader in industrialization and technological development. However, to ensure global well being, it is very much essential that we develop the scientific temperament at all levels. In the wake of COVID 19, we have seen how world has come closer. It has fight the we have learned to fight the global challenges. So this year theme it catalyzes the socio-economic development of India, and it will make the Indian STI ecosystem globally competitive for global well-being. So, what I want to say here further, when we are talking, when we are listening to the illuminous talk by Professor Amar, here I have to say that there are global commons. We do not have global boundary like air, water, etc. If we pollute in one place, as Sari is saying, we are having industries in UK and they are affecting in other part of the globe. So in this way, the if you are in Manipur situation, if the students want to say we have valley and hill part, if you are destroying forest in the valley, the silt and the soil will come, and we have lot of wetland, they will be affected. So eutrophication will be there, and then the other problem like flooding, etc., which we are seeing in Manipur, it is there. So if you are doing some problem in valley, if you are burning the thing, then it will be affecting the things in the hill. So like that, as we are seeing in Manipur, in the local level, at the local level, so it is happening globally. So we call these things at the global commons. And therefore, though I have talked about various fields, how we have done rapid strides in science and technology in India, still, as I have said, that we should have wise reasoning so that we can understand this science. As Sarah said, that there should be proper regulators, that we should not abuse those applications of science. As Sarah said, Alfred Nobel, he had discovered dynamite and he committed suicide. So in this way, we understand, as we know, we have got here shifting cultivation. In shifting cultivation, what is done? We are, consuming the burning the vegetation, and in the ash, the seed is debulked. Of course, in that topography, which is very steep, the tractor and other plowing, etc., cannot be done. So that is the natural thing. But however, with time, the things have been changing, and we see if you burn the thing, and you have heard of penicillin and how it is useful. If in such places, such bacteria, such small fungi are there, which are of great use to humanity, whose worth we have not found out. If they are finished, if they are over, then the humanity will be what to say will be not getting the benefit of those discoveries which may happen in future. So what sir has said, that he has said very wise words, that we should have regulator not at the global level but also local level, family level, at personal level. So as Gandhiji said, that the earth has provided for everyone's need, but there is not even for a single person's greed. So we should understand the limit, we should understand the natural balance, the natural intricacies which is existing among different resources, how we should use, how we should use them for the benefit, but we should not over exploit. We should not exploit, we should not pollute our atmosphere. The earlier the things were there, but the population was less, and the whatever microorganisms, I is talking always of microorganisms were there. They were able to take, I mean, they were able, I mean, that cycle was there. They were able to decompose and the minerals were formed and so on and so forth. So that process was happening. But now so much rubbish, so much garbage, so much polluted things have been there, that the faculty of microorganism is not able to take care of those material. So in this way, we have to see that those waste, if we can convert into wealth by proper technologies, in what way technologies we will use so that it will not pollute the atmosphere, in what way it is green, and so on and so forth. So a lot of things are there today to ponder by the young ones, because today happens to be National Science Day. I am very much thankful to Professor Amar Garg for giving a beautiful lecture on this, and so that you will ponder over it, that though we have done rapid strides in science and technology, but we want, sir talked about traditional knowledge, sir talked about biodiversity, we are having global challenges like climate change and so on and so forth. So in what way we should take care of our resources, our wealth, which is our heritage. You see, biodiversity you cannot create. Once it is gone, so it will be destroyed. So it is created by nature. So we have to observe some constant, in what way we will use it, in what way we will keep the conservation principle active, so that it will not be totally destroyed, it will not be overexploited, and then the humanity will be able to gain it, cherish its benefit in future. So and sir said that where this science ends. So just I am remembering one saying of Swami Vivekananda, that where science ends, the philosophy begins. Where philosophy begins, where science ends, philosophy begins. Where philosophy ends, religion begins. So here, religion is not in the way that I'm Hindu or Christian or something. Here, religion is that our this natural intricacies, the balance, this should be holistic. The holistic thinking should be there. This is our dharma, this is our religion. As an environmentalist, as a global citizen, we should observe these principles. So with these words, I'm again thankful to all the dignitaries who are present over here: Professor Amar Garg, Professor Diwari, Professor Vidyanath Jha, Dr. Shashi, all our members of SEED, the respected various college teachers who are present here, and the dear students. So I think that you might have drawn some benefit from today's program and from the learned experience of Professor Amar Garg and Professor Tiwari. So with these words now, I hand over the proceeding to Dr. Biteswari. Dr. Biteswari.
Thank you, Professor Shobhit. Now I request Dr. Lamabam Usharani, Vice President of SEED, to propose a vote of thanks. Over to Dr. Lamabam Usharani.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the organizing committee, I, Dr. Lamabam Usharani, Vice President, take the opportunity to propose vote of thanks. On this occasion of celebrating National Science Day, 28 February 2023, under the theme Global Science for Global Wellbeing. At the outset, I want to express sincere gratitude to Professor Amar, Prakash, Vice Chancellor, Shobhit University, who has spared his precious time for his busy schedule to grace the occasion and illuminating us, all of us, with his innovative, informative, and knowledgeable speech on the biggest discoveries of science, from fire to electricity to artificial intelligence, technological development, global well-being, challenges on quality of food, technologies degrading the environment, science of health, yoga. Sir has said that quality of nutrients is not enough, but gut microbiome is also important. Shifting of diet, switching to Ayurveda for the well-being, abuse of science, and need to change the mindset, and so on. Thank you, sir, so much. I would further extend the hearty thanks to Retired Professor Asa Gupta, Convener Seat, for her presidential speech. Thank you, ma'am, for enriching us. And also, I thank Dr. Garg, Executive Member Seat, for the introductory speech. I further thank Anjali Kanu Mayankem, Executive Member Seat, for the introduction of our resource person. My distance of thanks and appreciation goes to all the participants who were live with us and attended the webinar with great enthusiasm and made it a great success. Last but not the least, on behalf of the organizing committee, I will thank Mr. Santosh Nahapam for his technical support in organizing this online event. And in the end, I once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, thanks to all for being with us today. Over to Bhiteshwari.
I thank Professor Tiwari ji, Professor Shashi, Professor Vidyanath Jha also. These names were missed, so I want wholeheartedly to thank them for their kind presence. Over to Bhiteshwari.
Thank you all once again. Now, taking the permission from convener of seat, I declare today's webinar as closed.